Okay, starting out, I'm going to grab 2 pieces of square paper. My pink paper is what I'm going to have be my base, and my blue paper be my top layer. I'm going to fold it in half and then in half again. It's really important that I know where the middle is, so where all of those creases meet in the center of the paper. That's going to be kind of my starting point. And I don't want to ever cut that completely in half. And I'll show you how you can put a hole in the center in a second. I'm going to start by just giving my entire piece a different edge. So I'm just going in doing like a zigzag, cutting little triangles out of each edge. You could cut full shapes out. You could do curvy lines. I'm going to show you a curvy line on the other side, going back and forth. It's really important to take your time with your cuts and have some details. Trying to make small and large openings. That way your piece is a little more dynamic, has lots of different shapes cut out of it. And now I'm going to just kind of look and see where I'm at, unfold it and check it out. I think it looks pretty cool. I need a little bit more going on. So I'm going to kind of fold it in half again so I can get a cut out of the center of my shapes. So just not fully creasing it, just bending it in half a little bit so I can cut out of the center. And I'm going to do that in 2 different places here. I did some triangles and then some ovals. And now I'm going to check again and see how that turns out. I like that a lot more. I think I could use a little bit more. But let's just go ahead and show you how I'm going to cut the center so that I have a shape out of the middle. And I just cut the tip right off of that middle where all of those lines meet. That way I can have a shape right in the center. Now I'm going to go in and cut a few more off of my edge. I didn't like how square it was staying, and I wanted to just have a little bit more going on. And now hit that last cut and see where I'm at. And this looks a lot better. There's a lot more going on, a lot more negative space. So I'm going to glue this onto my base. Now you could do multiple layers and overlap like I showed you there, but I'm going to do something a little different and add some shapes on the base layer before I attach my top layer. I'm going to cut a triangle out of some scrap paper and attach this to my base layer. Now you don't have to do this. You could cut and glue different shapes to have a little bit of a different look on the inside. Or you could draw some different things on the inside, maybe attach different shapes to the corner. So the options are endless. The only thing you have to do is have at least one top layer cut out using folding and cutting techniques. And then after that, it's up to your creative brains as to what you would like to add. Maybe you draw on some designs or cut and glue some other shapes from scrap paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and just color in a few small details on my base layer before I glue on my top layer. That way you can see what that would look like. I didn't do too much, just simple circle in the middle and colored in corners. And now I'm going to glue this on. Once I've glued this on, I could also draw on top of my top layer and do some extra details there as well. So starting in with my paintbrush, of course, you should have a messy mat underneath you. You'll see I get a little bit of glue on the table, and a little bit goes a long way. I'm going to make sure I cover every part of this top layer, especially the edges are really important to make sure you've got lots of glue on there. Never too much glue. You never want to have any white mountains hanging out on your paper. All of your glue is painted down. Tap everything in. Make sure no glue is hanging off the edge, and it is complete. Now I'm going to lay this on the counter to dry, add in my few details, and she is finished.